Hey family, good morning. It's Tasha, MAMABEAR prepping. You see I'm back at the house. You already know what time it is. Get your coffee, pull up, let's talk about it. So a couple things before I get comments. I already know I look a dog mess, right? Got my bags. I just got to get my sleep patterns back. Split my lip. I don't know if you guys can see it. Cleaned it up a little bit, but I woke up. I came down the stairs today and Bay was like, yo, who beat you up in the middle of the night? Because the whole middle of my lip, like I had done a little lip liner or something, was split. So my lips have been really chapped the last few days. I just feel really run down. It's been a very long week. Again, thank you for the prayers. I appreciate it. If you didn't see on my last video, because I messed up and did it at the end of the video, not the beginning of the video, and I know people don't watch the whole video, but he is great. Surgery went great. It basically went the best that it could possibly go. Went in and out, very smooth process, got everything out. And so now we wait. We'll get to see what exactly they pulled out of him, but it's out. So even if that's bad, we'll figure things out from there. So thank you again for your prayers. I truly, truly, truly appreciate it. Okay. Prayer is powerful. So thank you. So let's get into it. We're going to keep it going with, every day it's funny. It's weird, right? It's a weird feeling when you're a person who always kind of prepared your whole life, right? Or had the mentality, like I always knew I was like this type of person. And then Katrina happened, and that kind of really like, oh wow, you really should be, prepared. And then I kind of hemmed and hawed while I was in the military. And the last few years, like everybody else, we have pushed hardcore instead of waiting. We were waiting to retire on a lot of purchases, on a lot of things, just out of not having to move all that stuff every single time. Okay. So, but that was a mistake. And we have quite a bit of stuff because it wasn't like we weren't prepping. But we're kind of like everybody else with the press, with a full court press. And I will tell you, every day I wake up, I feel blessed that I have another day. I don't mean to be this weird person on the internet that is like, it's about to be the end of the world. Get your stuff. But it's urgent. Like I've never been in such crazy times as we are right now. All the things that are happening every single day. And to me, it's weird that people are not seeing these things happening all around us. And understanding that put together, it's like the perfect storm for something, not so good to happen. Okay. So I'm going to walk you through why you should be afraid right now. Like you should be scared. Some part of you should be nervous or scared a little bit, right? Because first of all, a little bit of fear is healthy. It's healthy to kind of know and be fearful of like the what could happen so that you can be prepared. Okay. I'm not saying to walk around and be paranoid and be like, oh, the sky's falling and stuff. But I'm saying to have enough fear and be scared enough that there's an urgency there to get things that you need to get done. Okay. So I'm gonna walk you through 7 things that are gonna happen. Okay. That you could expect, because people keep asking me too, like, hey, what's next? Like, what's the next thing? And like, are you done? And I'm like, first of all, you're never done. You constantly do this. And if we're blessed that nothing happens and our economy is great and everything works out fine, right? And somehow this food situation is just okay, and we're able to just barely hang on, then blessings, right? That is, nobody wants the world to end. Nobody wants it to just go up in flames. Nobody is hoping for that over here, because it's scary, it's scary. And so I'm going to walk you through 7 things that you can expect next, right? These are the things that you can expect to happen next. These are going to happen, okay? 21, 22, these things are happening, and you need to prepare. And of course, I'm going to give you 3 tips of what you can do or what your priorities need to be, because now is the time to listen. If you're religious, listen to your God and what he's telling you, right? Discernment. Don't shy away from that urgency that is being told and put on you to tell people. A lot of people are like, why do you do this? It's dangerous for you to tell people that you're a prepper. It is. But I also feel like something's telling me that I'm supposed to be telling you, because every single day, every time I have a new person tell me, thank God I found you. I found you. I'm watching all your videos. I'm learning. I'm this. And they ask me a couple questions. It's worth it. Okay? So do not worry about me. I'm a big girl. And, if somebody wants to come for me, they can come for me. They can try. I'm telling you right now, we're not playing that. So let's get into it before somebody yells at me like, you're 6 minutes in and you're just now starting the list. I don't know what to tell you. I'm a normal person. All right. So first thing you can expect is, I know this is like the elephant in the room, shortages. Duh. Like everybody knows shortages. There's still some few people in this world that do not realize what's going on. They're not noticing shortages. I'm telling you, there's a lot of places that food is fine. I mean, there's stores I go to in California that are stocked to the hilt, that are beautiful. They are very lush. They are still doing okay. Okay. So I can imagine, somebody who watches somebody like me and it's like, she's a crazy lunatic because I go to the store and stores are just fine. Okay. But then other people go to stores and different stores and be like, oh, this is what she's talking about. Oh, I'm noticing. Oh, I see it. Oh, I can't get this. Oh, I can't get that. Oh, my fruit is going bad. Okay. So it's not going to affect everybody the same. Okay. The problem is when it does catch on, even those full stores are going to have a problem when it finally catches on, and panic buying. Panic buying is going to happen in the places that are nice and have nice full shelves eventually. Okay. So take advantage if you live in a place where the shelves are full. Thank God the shelves are full, right? Take advantage of that. Next thing is consolidation of grocery stores. I think that we're going to see a consolidation of grocery stores, even bigger chains. I think you're going to see them consolidating down. I think you're going to see store closures, maybe not permanent, but when things get bad, I think there's going to be some consolidations and even of these bigger markets, and you're going to have to, deal with that. Maybe your Walmart, that's a little bit of a smaller one, closes because they want you to now go and get everything because they're going to consolidate to their bigger Walmarts, their super Walmarts. That's just an example. I'm not saying that Walmart and that's happening. I'm not making that claim. I'm just giving you an example that you might see some consolidations because those stores are going to want to keep up the appearance that they have things. A lot of these stores and big chain stores, if you've noticed, are getting their own containers. Okay, they're chartering their own containers and then now they're staging them as they get them outside behind those stores. And so you're seeing that. So I think you're going to see consolidations of grocery stores. Next, I think you're going to see business closures. I think we're going to continue we haven't really stopped the pace of people not working, right? We have a lot of people, we have two things happening. We have people who got a taste of working from home, can continue to work from home. They've worked it out where they can still make money, right? It's not taboo or a bad thing that you work from home, right? That really wasn't a cool thing to do or an accepted thing to do. Yeah, some jobs had that, but now it's more of an accepted thing to do. And so you have a lot of people who got to work from home, figured out, and companies made big changes so that people could work from home, and they've continued to do that. Or they've scaled back their hours, or they completely decided, hey, they're going to stay home and homeschool their children, or they're going to do this and that. They're going to go ahead and take the government assistance, and they're fine, and they're not going to work. And the people that were already on assistance are really loving it because they're getting even more assistance now. There's even more programs out there to get money to help you with whatever situation, pay your rent, pay a bill, whatever, okay? So of course those people aren't working. And then two, you have the people that want to work, but work in an industry or a space that is mandating medicine, right? And in being told, hey, you're going to be fired, and are being fired because they're not medicated, okay? And so you have a lot of people in police force, federal work, medical workers, all types of stuff, a workforce basically that wants to work that is being fired and told they can't work just because they don't want to be medicated. And so because you have that dynamic going on. You know, our stuff is falling apart because there's nobody to work it, right? Is there enough truck drivers? You know, maybe there's enough, but it's definitely lower than it was before. Healthcare workers, the ones that are left want to strike. You have police forces. You have all these people trying to fight the law. I mean, it's just crazy. Okay. So what I would say is, be strong, pay attention to what's going on, and just know that it's going to continue to, get bad. Now you have the containers situation. So you have all these small businesses that are counting on goods that come from overseas, and then they sell those goods. There's all types of retail, and those businesses just aren't going to make it. If you couple that between not being able to find employees to not being able to get product to sell stuff, that's a problem. And then businesses close. All types of people can't get stuff. I make candles. I tried to get candle lids at one point. This was probably, I got lids now, but I probably about 5-6 months ago, 0 lids. I literally went to like 10 different websites, legit places, 100% out of these lids that I needed for my candles. Okay. So you have a company who sells something and can't get one piece of that thing to complete it. They're dead in the water. Okay. So that's just an example. So you're going to have businesses that are going to close. Next thing is going to be healthcare consolidations and or closures. So denials, basically. People, whether that's because you're not medicated, hey, you can't come in here anymore, that's happening. Healthcare places closing because there's not enough healthcare workers to keep said location open, right? So they're going to start consolidating. But the longer that this, pandemic happens and goes on, the worse that situation gets, to where you're not going to be able to be seen. In bigger cities, it is already, you're waiting for the ER in certain cities for 12, 15 hours just to be seen, because there's so many people there and there's not enough staff to take care of the amount of people coming in. So even just the everyday sick people, or everyday something happened, hey, somebody broke their bone, whatever. Those are the things that are taking hours and hours and hours to be seen. So I think the healthcare situation is gonna continue to be an issue, whether it's restrictions because you're not medicated, or whether it's, the shortage of staff. And so you can't keep certain places open if you don't have enough nurses and doctors. Okay. And we're doing that to ourselves. That's the crazy thing about it. We're setting ourselves up as a country to be in a certain situation that's not good. To have less police on the streets is bad. To be kicking people out of our military because they didn't get medicated is bad. To be firing nurses and healthcare workers and doctors because they won't get medicated is bad. You know what I'm saying? Truckers, you name it, teachers, the whole system. It is bad what we are doing, okay? Giving people, bundles and bundles of cash, basically incentivizing them staying home. It is all a big bubble warming us up for a big crash, okay? We're not going to make it if we keep going down this road, okay? Next thing I have 3 more things, you guys. Next thing is more crime. So crime is going through the roof. Way more thievery, way more people stealing stuff. No police to really, it's not important, right? If you downsize a police force, they have to downsize what they will reply to, okay? They cannot go out to every burglar call, right? There's certain things that they have to take care of, there's accidents, there's crashes, there's murders, there's bigger stuff that they have to deal with. And when you have to scale them back because half of them wouldn't take a shot, you have to do what you have to do, all right? And so you now need to make sure that you are taking care of your own stuff, because nobody's going to come out because your screen got slit because somebody tried to break in last night or something. Okay. Like, you've got to be ready for that stuff, and not be an easy target. That's the number one thing, is not being a soft target. Next thing I have is blackouts and grid failures. So, I think that it's important to realize that our grid has been in a horrible state for a very long time. and it has not been addressed. And there's been promises from former administrations and current administrations that it was going to be addressed. And we have roads, bridges, all types of stuff everywhere all over this country that are in horrible shape. And our grid, our electrical grid is no different. Our water grid, all of it is not in a good shape. One, we are low on water in general, okay? And then two, you have this old school grid that really could be taken down by, cyber attacks. We talk about ransomware, but there's killware. Okay, that's where people don't really care about getting some sort of money or ransom. They care about hurting people with whatever they do. Okay, these people that are attacking water systems that got caught, like they changed systems that levels of certain solutions and things that were added to water, and by doing that it would have killed people. That's killware if it would have been successful. That's not ransomware. Yeah, maybe they would have asked for money, but that's killware. Somebody who does something and does an attack like that would harm people and hurt people is killware, and we don't really talk enough about that. Okay, and we sure as hell aren't protecting ourselves enough from it. Okay, and so I just think that we need to be ready and know that we cannot count on the grid. Yes, it's nice we have it, but it's this winter is going to be a super big test because all types of storms are happening. Snow is happening. Grids have not been updated since major storms. You had Ida go through, you had the Texas storm last year, and nothing has been done except to restore power. That's it. Nothing has been upgraded or done in order to ensure that those things do not fail again. So expect it. It's going to happen. And so you should be getting ready in all aspects of grid down. And what do you do for grid down? I'll make sure I throw up a bunch of cards. If you go to the description, there'll be a bunch of links for my different videos where I talk about grid down and I talk about how to prepare for that, because you can expect that. You can put money on that you're going to have to deal with that this year. Okay. And then the last thing I have is hyperinflation. So inflation's already happening. It's been happening. We talk about it all the time, the different things that we've seen, right? And it is not going to get any better. And you are going to see hyperinflation. And hyperinflation to me is when you go and you stand in front of something and you're like, I absolutely cannot pay that price. Like, that is the most ridiculous price to pay for that like, it doesn't even make sense. You could have the money. I literally this year stood in front of the hamburger section and I have money. I am a working adult, right? I'm a working citizen. And in a 2-income family at that, which is a blessing, okay? I understand that. And for a family like me to stand in front of that meat section and literally be like, I can't do it. Like, I cannot pay $15 for this little tiny thing of hamburger, right? That barely makes a meal in itself. And $15, that is hard to swallow. That is hard. Like, I cannot do that. And so that's what I think you're going to see. I think you're going to see certain things inflate in a way that you're going to you could have the money, but you're going to be like, there's no way I'm going to pay that. Right? Somebody mentioned, I think it was John on Prepper Nation. I think he was mentioning one of his subscribers. I think I got the right channel. But his subscriber was talking about $12 milk. I can't do it, you guys. Like, there's certain things, I just can't do it. It has to be horribly dire. I just don't know how you do that. I mean, I would be searching everywhere for milk. I would be going to all my local places. I would be finding the closest Amish. And then if that wasn't a thing, I guess we would be drinking powdered milk, because hyperinflation is going to get to a point where you're going to be so uncomfortable with the price that you just can't do it. You're going to be like, well, I guess we don't eat ground hamburger anymore. Let me look at the turkey. It's sad when the turkey, which used to be like the bougie ground, like you go to the ground turkey, it was like the bougie stuff, right? You're like, ooh, like I'm really doing it big today. That's cheaper than ground hamburger, okay? It's a little bit easier, you guys, for me to pay these prices for like big, nice steaks, right? Still beef. But when it's ground, baby, I just cannot do it, okay? Bacon. When bacon is more than like $12, I get real uncomfortable. Like, I can't. So, but we love bacon. So for years now, though, anytime I saw bacon on sale, I get a bunch of packs. So, we've got bacon, but I tell you what, it's just not a good feeling knowing that, yeah, you might have to really cut normal things out of your life and not have them because of the inflation that you're going to see. Let's get into tips. So I only have 3 tips for you guys. These are literally the things that I'm waking up every day and doing. I'm doing these 3 things. Number 1 is get right with God. Baby, if you're not scared, you should be scared, okay? And you should be talking to your God every single day, okay? And asking for discernment and asking for calmness and peace and strength, really, to get through this, right? Mental strength to get through this, okay? Every single day I ask for that, because otherwise it is very easy to get overwhelmed, right? And unhealthy level of fear, right? That's not good, right? And if you're at that level where it's unhealthy, you really should be stepping back and just figuring it out. Right? Like, you need to get right with your God, and you need to get a game plan, calmly move forward with that. Okay. Number 2 is do your inventories and stack up. I say do your inventories. I've said that on a ton of videos, but even somebody like me, I have stuff everywhere. You've got to do your inventories. I feel like lately there's been little things that I've been like, oh, I need that. And then I've gone to the preps and we don't have it. And I'm like, oh, that must be at the other house. Just a mess, right? And so I'm telling you to go through, do a 1-year stockpile, do all your sections, list everything out, every single thing that your family would use in that section, and then do an inventory of what you have and get what you need. Perfect example, split my lip. I was like, oh, I have chapstick for sure in the preps. Let me go start looking, right? Because the ones I had in the car were all melted because I left them in the sun, right? I had like 2 or 3 in there, all jacked now, right? But I'm like, man, I split my lip. I need something, right? So I'm like, okay, go to the preps. I know I have chapstick. I go in there and I only had one kind that was like a medicated kind. I had all these chapsticks, you guys, and they were all like these fruity tooty things. I only had one that was medicated, right? And obviously I cleaned my lips and I put that on. But it made me think, like, something so small that I just was like needing in my life so bad. And I only had one. Okay. So that's the type of things I'm thinking about when I say go through your inventory. Think about the things outside the box. That's why you have to list it out. You have to see what it is that you really need and then check that you have it. I told you guys about the batteries the other day. We were looking for batteries and I realized, wow, our battery count is way lower than I want it to be, right? I have batteries in like 3 different locations in this home. And I was like, nope, I don't like it, right? We were just using batteries, just going about life and just not getting batteries, right? And so I was like, no, I don't like it. We got to have more stuff. So you have to do inventories. You have to see where your levels are at. And if you do the list, then you'll come across those little things that you're like, okay, I wish I had this, and you can get that stuff. Okay. Because you need at least 1 or 2, 3 of those things in your home. Yes, you're going to work on a year's worth, but, at first you need to have, kind of one of everything to get you going. Next thing I have that I take very, very serious because I think that this is probably the most important out of all this. So of course you should be doing inventory, stacking food, water. You should not stop doing that. But the third thing is continue to fortify your home. You have to continue to think outside the box. Walk on the outskirts of your home. Walk on the outskirts of your home at night and see where the darkest spots. Where do the lights hit? Where do the lights not hit? Where do you need to put more stuff up? Maybe it's just more path lighting. Whatever it is, you need to fortify your home. Does everything have a lock on it? Do all the sheds have locks on it? Maybe you throw a double lock on there just to make it more difficult, right? I don't know, okay? But you need to make sure the windows in your sheds and your garages have the poles, right? The dowel rods for the windows to keep people out, right? Maybe you put some stuff to block them up from the inside now. Like, what are you doing to fortify your home? Does your gates have locks on it? Okay. Is there plenty of the light? Is there cameras? Even fake cameras, okay? Even cameras that are not hooked up to anything. They are a deterrence. Locking everything from the outside and the front, right? If you have gates, locking them. If you have cars and RVs and things like that, don't be a soft target and lock everything. You will see a thief over and over walk up, lights come on, and they will still cameras, and they will still walk up and check the doors of the cars and the RV and anything that's there that they can at least still check, knowing that the camera's on them. They don't care these days. They're really, really bold. And so you've got to be ready for that. You've got to get your perimeter in check, okay, and fortify stuff, okay? Think about if somebody got in your house. Think about what you have to protect yourself, right? What do you have lethal wise? What do you have non-lethal wise, right? You need to think about fortification, and if things went left, how do you protect your home? And how do you more than likely, the real thing is just making it to where you deter and you are not a soft target. If you do that stuff alone, that's going to stop a lot of stuff from happening to you. But you need to be ready, okay? So I'm glad to be home, you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below anything that you want to add to this, anything you want to add to the conversation, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next video. Take care. Bye.